Hello peeps, I have here a secondary shitty microphone that I'll be using today. Maybe quiet, so some things might go wrong. Although what I'm doing now might be too loud and I might fuck it all up. But this, my friends, is somewhat of a special-ish video. This is my 300 subscribers video. Yay! Well, it was a quick 100 subscribers. You know, you always feel people like PewDiePie and all that shit. They get 100 subscribers in a minute or some ludicrous thing along those lines. But I am grateful for you guys for subscribing and whatnot. But without further ado, I'll get on with the show tonight. Today's attraction is I'm going to be reading for you my Immortal. Don't know if any of you have ever heard of my Immortal. If you have, and if you've read it, you probably know what it's about. It follows this girl called Ebony, and it's heinous. The way it's written is just fucking wank, for better words. But I'll let you be the judge of that. So, without further ado, I will commence with the show. Chapter 1. Annotation. Special fangs, get it? 'Cause I'm gothic. To my girlfriend, ooh, not in that way, Raven. Bloody tears 666 for helping me with the story and spelling. You rock. Justin, you're the love of my depressing life. You rock too. 2. MCR rocks. Hi. My name is Ebony Darkness Dementia Raven Way, and I have long, ebony black hair. That's how I got my name. With purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back, and icy blue eyes like limpid tears. And a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee. Annotation. If you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. See? Who the fuck's Amy Lee? I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was, because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch, and I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you can tell. I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around the back, black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, and eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps started staring at me. I put up my middle finger at them. I felt in your general delect. Oh, never mind. Hey, Ebony, shouted a voice. I looked up. It was Draco Malfoy. What's up, Draco? I asked. Nothing, he said shyly. Absolutely nothing at all. But then I heard my friends call me, and I had to go away. Annotation. Is it good? Please tell me. Fangs. Well, that was chapter 1. I could tell you with chapter 2. And if you are easily angered by would-be goths talking about their wardrobe and what they wear, you're gonna hate this. Chapter 2. Annotation. Fangs 2 bloody tears 666 for helping me with the chapter. By the way, preps, stop flaming my story, okay? The next day I woke up in my bedroom. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony, and inside it was hot pink velvet with black lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pyjamas. Instead, I put on a black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, Seidan, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put on 4 pairs of earrings, and in my pierced ears, I put my hair in a kind of messy bun. I just can't stop thinking of like a sandwich just putting on her head. Anyway, my friend, Willow, annotation, Raven, this is you, woke up and then grinned at me. She flipped her long waist-length raven hair with pink streaks and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt and a black mini, fishnets, and pointy high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner. OMFG! I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly. Yeah, so? I said, blushing. Do you like Draco? She asked as we went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall. No, I fucking don't! I shouted. Yeah, right, she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to me. Hi, he said. Hi, I repeated flushily. Guess what? What? I asked. Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade, he told me. Oh, my fucking God! Exclamation mark! I screamed. I love GC. They're my favourite band beside MCR. Well, do you want to go with me? He asked. I gasped. Some pretty intense shit we've got going here. Right. Chapter 3. Stop flamming the story, preps, okay, otherwise, thanks to the gothic people for the good reviews. Fangs, Agin, Raven. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't own this or the lyrics for Good Charlotte. On the night of the concert, I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. Then I put on a black leather mini dress with all the corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnets on my arms, or whatever the fuck that says. I straightened my hair and made it look all spiky. I felt a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrist. Casual. I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding. And then I listened to some GC, painted my nails black and put on tons of black eyeliner. Then I put on some black lipstick. I didn't put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. Right. I went outside. Draco was waiting there, in front of his flying car. He was wearing a simple blonde t-shirt. They would play at the show too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner. Annotation. A lot for cool boys wear it. Okay. Hi, Draco, I said. Hi, Draco, I said in a depressed voice. Hi, Ebony, he said back. We walked into his flying black Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666. And flew to the place with the concert. On the way, we listened excitedly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. We smoked cigarettes and drugs in general. We just smoked drugs. When we got there, we both hopped out the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage, and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte. You come in cold, you're covered in blood. They're all so happy you've arrived. The doctor cuts your cord, hands you to your mum. She sets you free into this life, sang Joel. I don't own the lyrics to that song. Joel's so fucking hot, I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly Draco looked sad. What's wrong? I asked as we moshed the music. Then I got on. Hey, it's okay. I don't like him better than you, I said. Really? Asked Draco sensitively, and he put his arms around me all protective. Really? I said. Besides, I don't even know Joel, and he's going out with Hilary fucking Duff. I fucking hate that little bitch, I said disgustedly, thinking of her ugly blonde face. The night went on really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joe for their autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes-Benz, but Draco didn't go back to Hogwarts. Instead, he drove his car into the Forbidden Forest. Ooh. Shit's getting serious now. Anyway. Chapter 4. Oh, sorry. Publisher's note. Warning. This chapter contains Tara's idea of a lemon. So if you're not mature enough to handle it, skip it, you decide. Here we go. Chapter 4. Annotation. I said stop flamming, okay? Ebony's name is Enobi, not Mary. Sue, okay? Draco is so in love with her that he is acting different. They knew a shooter. What? They knew each other. Yeah, they knew each other before, okay? But here's the thing with this annotation, right? I said stop flaming, whatever that is, apparently giving her a bad review. Okay, Ebony's name is Enobi, not Mary. You gave us 3 different names there. Make up your mind. Is it Ebony, Enobi, or Mary? Draco! I shouted. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Draco didn't answer, but he stopped the flying car and walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. What the fucking hell? I asked angrily. Ebony, he asked. What? I snapped. Draco leaned extra close, and I looked into his gothic red eyes. Hold on. Sorry, I had to burp really violently there. He was wearing colour contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness that I suddenly didn't feel mad anymore. And then, suddenly, just as Draco kissed me passionately. Draco climbed on top of me and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took off my top and I took off his clothes. I even took off my bra. And then he put his thingy into my you-know-what and we did it for the first time. Who needs sexual education anyway when you have this marvellous story? A tale of young love, a tale of, finally having sex. Right, okay, let's just do this. Oh, I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere and my pale body became all warm, and then, what the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers? It was Dumbledore. Sounds like something Dumbledore would say. And I warn you, there are 44 chapters. Sorry, I just had to stop the sick rising there. Chapter 5. Annotation. Stop flamming. If you flam, it means you're a prep or a poser. The only reason Dumbledore swore is because he had a headache. A headache. Okay. And on top of that, he was mad at them for having sex. P.S. I'm not updating until I get 5 good reviews. Dumbledore made Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. You ludicrous fools, he shouted. I started to cry tears of blood down my pallid face. Slightly worrying there. Crying tears of blood. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. They were having sexual intercourse in the forbidden forest, he yelled in a furious voice. Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces? That's... Burn asked Professor McGonagall. How dare you? Demanded Professor Snape. Then Draco shrieked, Because I love her. Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, Fine, very well, you may go up to your rooms. Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. Are you okay, Ebony? Draco asked me gently. Yeah, I guess, I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and my hair and changed into a low-cut black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels, and then I came out. Draco was standing in front of the bathroom and he started to sing I Just Want to Live by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered. Even though he wasn't supposed to be there, we hugged and kissed. After that, we said goodnight and he reluctantly went back to his room. A drama like this, who needs Lord of the Rings? Chapter 6, Publisher's Note. So Jade has been updating for the last 5 days, and now it's my turn. Unfortunately, my internet is slower than you. Alright, okay, this is unrelated. Annotation. Shit up, preps, okay? P.S. I will not update up till you give me good reviews. Chapter 6. The next day, I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black mini-skirt that was all whipped around the end and a matching top with red skulls all over it and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on 2 pairs of skull earrings and 2 crosses in my ears. I spray-painted my hair with purple. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk and a glass of red blood. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. Bastard! I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up and saw, looking into the pale white face of a gothic boy with spiky hair and red streaks in it. He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses, just like Draco's, and there was no scar on his forehead anymore. He had manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. He was so sexy that my body went all hot, and I saw him when I saw him kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl, so I didn't get one, you sicko. You brought it up. I'm so sorry, he said in a shy voice. That's alright, what's your name? I questioned. My name's Harry Potter, although most people call me Vampire these days. He grumbled. Harry Potter, now known as Vampire. Quality fiction. Why? I exclaimed. Because I love the taste of human blood, he giggled. Okay, well, I'm a vampire, I confessed. Really? He whimpered. Yeah! I roared. Ugh. We sat down to talk for a while. Then Draco came behind me and told me he had a surprise for me. So I went away with him. This is just getting more and more sadistic. Chapter 7. Bring Me to Life. I've seen that movie. It was a bit shit. I preferred Bring Me Life. Once again, this chapter contains, a virgin's description of sex. No, not just a virgin's description of sex. A Middle Ages virgin. Annotation. Well, okay, you guys, I'm only writing this 'cause I got 5 good reviews. And by the way, I won't write the next chapter till I get 10 God Vons. Flaming, or I'll report you. Ebony isn't a Marie Sue, okay? She isn't perfect. She's a Satanist. And she has problems. She's depressed, for God's sake. Jesus Christ, these annotations are taking longer to read than the fucking chapter. Draco and I held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was wearing red Satanist rings on my nails and red nail polish. Annotation. See, does that sound like a Marusu to you? No, it doesn't. I don't know what a Marusu to you is. Maybe it's some kind of ancient god. I waved to Vampire. Dark misery was in his depressed eyes. That's nice. I guessed he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went into his room and locked the door. Then we started Frenching passively. How do you French passively? I'm Frenching, yeah. I love the taste of your... Okay, anyway. We started Frenching passively, and we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically, so it was like... He felt me up before I took off my top. Then I took off my black leather bra. That would just be... smart. And he took off his pants. We went on the bed and started making out naked, and then he put his boy's thingy in mine, and we had sex! See? Is that stupid? Is that stupid? Oh, Draco, Draco! I screamed while getting an orgasm, when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I'd never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it, bloody gothic writing. Blah, 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 blah. What am I doing? On it, bloody gothic writing were the words, Vampire! I was so angry. You bastard! I shouted angrily, jumping out of bed. No, no, you don't understand, Draco pleaded, but I knew too much. No, you fucking idiot, I shouted. You probably have AIDS anyway. Don't make fun of gay people. I put on my clothes all huffily and then stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked and he had a really big you-know-what, but I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom, where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. Vampire Potter, you motherfucker, I yelled. Ooh. It's like something at Coronation Street, or EastEnders, or As the Turd Whirls. Chapter 8. And stop flassing, okay? If you do, then you're a prep. Well, she kept this one short. Everyone in the class stared at me, and then Draco came into the room even though he was naked and started begging me to take him back. Ebony, it's not what you think, Draco screamed sadly. My friend Bloody Mary, that's got a little apostrophe in it. My friend Bloody Mary, fuck knows how you say that. Bloody Mary Smith smiled at me understatedly. She flipped her long waist-length gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes like blood that she was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin, and she was wearing white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother, and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. She still had nightmares about it, and she is very haunted and depressed. It also turns out her real last name is Smith, not Granger. Since she has converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. See, that's what you do when you become a Satanist. What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit? Goodness says something about the author. Snape demeaned angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco, I shouted at him. Everyone gasped. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I had went out with Vampire. I'm bi, and so is Ebony. For a while, and then he broke my heart. Why have we suddenly gone into the thoughts of Draco here? Fuck it. He dumped me because he liked Brittany, that stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends now. This is beginning to irritate me. You guys still there? Hello? Well, fuck it. I'll read it anyway. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was gothic. Haha. Like I would hang out with a prep. But I'm but I'm not going out with Draco anymore, I said, Vampire. Yeah, fucking right. Fuck off, you bastard, I screamed and ran out of the room and into the forbidden I ran out of the room and into the forbidden forest where I'd lost my virility to Draco, and then I started to bust into tears. So you ran out of the room, and then you directly ran into the forbidden forest. Apparently that's where you lost your virility. Haven't lost my virility yet, but you know, I don't know what it is. Annotation. Stop flamming, okay? I didn't read all the books. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault if Dumbledore swears. Besides, I said he had a headache. And the reason Snap doesn't lick Harry now is 'cause he's Christian and Vampire is Satanist. MCR rocks. I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a suddenly, a horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me with a broomstick. He didn't have a nose. Yeah, you already said that. Basically like Voldemort in the movie. Ah! But he was wearing all black and it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was... ... Voldemort! No! I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperious. Okay. Imperious star! Exclamation mark. And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! Star! Exclamation mark. I shouted at him. Voldemort fell off his broom and he started to scream. I felt bad for him, even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony, he yelled, thou must kill Vampire Potter. I thought about Vampire and his six eyes and his gothic black hair, and now his face looked just like Joe Madden. I remember that Draco said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort, I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude, you're so retarded look on his face. I have telekinesis, he answered cruelly. And if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. Then he flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad I didn't know what to do. Suddenly Draco came into the woods. Draco, I said. Hi, he said back with his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation, messy eyeliner, kind of a pentagram. Get it? Between Joe Madden and Gerard Way. Okay. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me. I expelled. That's okay, he said, all depressed, and we went back into Hogwarts together, making out. Now I see why the little stars were there. Well, she actually corrected something. Or maybe it wasn't her who corrected, maybe it was her friend. It was just the Imperio in Crookshanks. It was Crucio. It's the name of the cat, I believe. Right, chapter 10. This is taking a while, isn't it? We're half an hour in. I'm planning to get all the way through this. Well, I'll get through it as much as I can tonight. I will stop at... I'll stop at 10. Yeah, I had to stop for a break, and I thought I'd take a half-time kind of break thingy. So, we continue with chapter 10. Annotation. Stop it, you gay fags. If you do not lick my story, then fuck off. P.S. It turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all. And she and vampire are evil. That's why they moved houses, okay? Should you bear that in mind, folks? I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I wasn't even upset. Went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band, Bloody Gothic Rose 666. Find them on Metal Archives. I am the lead singer of it, and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between Good Charlotte, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diablo now. Hi, I'm Ron, or Diablo. Okay. Although we call him Diablo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it. And Hagrid. Only today Draco and Vampire were depressed, so they weren't coming, so he wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was about to I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a CROSS. There's no way I'm writing that. So she spelled out the word cross, and then, never mind, or a steak. But the kind of meaty steak that everyone likes, it's so tasty. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and a tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. Take your word for it. We were singing a cover of Helena. At the end of the song, I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concentrated voice, concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily, and then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if we don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Oh, why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you fucking poser muggle bitch? See? Is that out of character? I started to cry and cry. It's good that you... Draco started to cry too, all sensitive. He ran out crying. We practiced for one more hour, and then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't because he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. How does one cry wisely? See, that's basically not swearing. This time he was really upset. You will see why. You will see why. Okay. Ebony Draco has been found in his room. Who's Ebony Draco? He committed suicide by slitting his wrists. Done. Don't fucking give a shit. Right. Anyway, chapter 11. Annotation. I said stop flamming, you prep. See if this chapter is stupid. Exclamation mark 1111. It deals with really serious issues. SPC for yourself if it's stupid. Thanks to my friend Raven for helping me. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off. That's nice, and I ran out of the room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting he had to stop when I went into my room because that way he'd look like a perv. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood and I slit both wrists. Lol. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a steak. You know, everyone needs a nice bit of meat while they're having a bath, and stuck it into my heart. How could you do that? To commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. First world problems. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it, sandly. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on it and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out of the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me and making a tape. And Snap was spying on me and he was taking a videotape of me and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their broomsticks. So Lupin was masticating to it. Okay. Beyond that one, ooh, you fucking perv, stop looking at me naked. Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of... I thought you were already dressed. With a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra. That makes sense. He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. What? He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. Shit's getting all fucked up here. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming, and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Ebony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! Okay, he shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly, Hagrid ran outside with his broom and said, Everyone, we need to talk. What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. But he's not. He's not a little Hogwarts student. He's the 9-foot groundsman. Are you stupid? I may be a Hogwarts student, not. Hagrid paused angrily. But I'm also a Satanist. This cannot be, Snape said in his crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. We don't have any, I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. Triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there. I felt faint, more than I normally do. Now it feels like... What? I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you don't drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily when he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. and then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked or happy, or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. And then I heard the words that I'd heard before. Why am I reading this line again? Because Hagrid said that, and he paused in the air, dramatically waving his wand in the air. He doesn't have a wand. Then swooped in, singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're gothic? Snap asked in a little afraid voice, because he was afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her. Publisher's note, this one's important. Okay, this is about the point where Tara gets almost entirely incoherent. Be prepared, just try to say the words out loud, and you should usually get the idea of what she's trying to say. Oh, and it has yet another stupid lemon, because it lasts an even shorter amount of time than usual. Okay, chapter 12, annotation. Stop f***ing. Okay, Hagrid is a pedo. Pedo? Why am I saying pedo? I'm not American. Hagrid is a pedo too. A lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address that issue. How do you know Snap ain't Christian plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony? Was Cedric, okay? I was about to slit my wrist again with the silver knife that Drago had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No! I thought it was Hagrid. But it was Vampire. I'm dying. This is killing me, by the way. Hope you appreciate it. He started to scream, "OMFG, no, my scar hurts!" And then his eyes rolled up. You can only see his red whites. It's red whites. It's not red whites. And then it's reds. Never mind. I stopped. "How did you know?" "I saw it, and my scar turned back into a lightning bolt." "No!" I ran up closer. "I thought you didn't have a scar anymore," I shouted. "I do, but Diablo changed it into a pentagram for me, and I always cover up with foundation," he said. "Anyway, my scar hurt, and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me!" And then I have a vision of what's happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage. Just imagining Voldemort, in a gimp suit, punishing Ron anally. Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office, recovering from my slit wrist. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mungo's after they recovered because they were paedophiles and can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of girls. With lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the video camera they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. I'm glad to see that he shoved it up his ass and he had trouble getting out. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. "N.O.B., I need to tell you something," he said in a serious voice, giving me roses. "Fuck off," I told him. "You know I fucking hate the colour pink anyway, and I don't like fucked up preps like you," I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before for being gothic. "No, N.O.B., Hagrid says. Those are not roses." "What? What are they, goths to you, poser prep?" I asked because I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. "I saved your life," he yelled angrily. "No, you didn't," I replied. "You saved me from getting Paris Hilton... You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton pee video from your shower scene and being viewed by Snap and Lupin, who masturbated. See? Is that spelt wrong?" Yes. Yes, it is spelt wrong. To it, he added silently. "Whatever," I yelled. Oh, this fucking chapter goes on forever. "Whatever," I yelled angrily. He pointed his wand at the pink roses. "These aren't roses." He suddenly looked at them with an evil eye in his eye and muttered, "Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say." "That's not a spell, that's an MCR song," I corrected him wisely. "I know, I was just warming up my vocal cords." Then he screamed, "Petalus Marengo mi cremicili romasio." "What?" For all you cool gothic MCR fans, that is a tribute, especially for Raven. I love you, girl. Amo noto okeo. Anyway, and then the roses turned into a huge black flame floating in the middle of the air, and it was black. Yeah, you already said it was black. I knew he wasn't a prep. Okay, I believe you now. Where the fuck is Draco? Or, what the fuck is Draco? Hagrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flame, but I could see nothing. "You see, Nobby," Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame. "To see what is in the flames. Haha, you reviewers flames, get it? You must find it yourself first, K. I have found myself, okay? You mean old wise man?" I'm lost. Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hagrid stormed off back to his bed. "You are a liar, Prof. Dumbledore." Anyway, I got better and went upstairs and put on black leather mini dress, and it was all ripped at the ends and with lace on it. There was some corset stuff at the front. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heel boots with pictures of Billy Joel Armstrong on them. I put my hair all around me so I looked like Samara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, then If you don't know who she is, you're a prep, so fuck off. And I put blood red lipstick, black eyeliner with black lip gloss. You look kawaii, girl, Bloody Mary said. Fangs, get it? You do too. I said sadly, but I was still upset. I slit both my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all the blood. I cried again in my bathroom and put the shades on so Snap and Lookin' couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magic creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared and he used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Hi, he said in a depressed way. Hi back, I said in a What the fuck is that word? Qually said. Yqualllysaid. Way. Fuck it. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes, so much like Draco's. Then we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. That was quick. Stop it now, you horny simpletons, shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us, and so was everyone else. Vampire, you fucker, I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me. You said you jumped on each other. Shut the fuck up. You know I love Draco. I shouted, then I ran away angrily. Just then he started to scream, "Oh, MFG, no, my scar hurts." And then his eyes rolled up. You can only see the red whites again. No, I ran closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore. You said all this before. You literally said all this before. Okay. No, I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore. I do, but Diablo changed it into blah 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 blah. You all heard this. Voldemort bondage. Special thanks to Raven, my gothic blood sister. What the fuck you're supposed to do? This. Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater is? Fuck. You realize how hard this is? Chapter 13. Annotation. Raven, thanks for gulping me again. I'm sorry I talk your poster of Gerard, but that guy is such a fucking sex bomb. Prep, stop flaminging. Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore! We both yelled. Dumbledore came there. He came there. What is it that you want now, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco, we shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No, don't. We need to save Draco, we begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how much he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony. He said, well, he frowned, looking at me. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway. Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. Annotation. Don't you thick gay guys are like so hot. It's okay, I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry, tears of blood. Why is everyone, hemorrhaging internally? Then he had a brainstorm. I had an idea, he exclaimed. What? I asked him. You'll see, he said. He took out his wand and did a spell, and then suddenly they were in Voldemort's lair. We ran in with our wands out, and we heard a croon voice say, Allah Kedavra. It was Voldemort. Okay, apparently he's doing his daily prayers. Allah Kedavra. Right. I'll do up to chapter 15, okay? And then I'll fucking stop, thank Christ. Chapter 14. Annotation. Fuck off, Preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping again. I'm sorry I couldn't update, but I was depressed and I had to go to the hospital because I slit my wrists. P.S. I'm not updating until you give me 10 good reviews. Some of this chapter is extremely scary. Vour excretion is it? Vour excretion is advised. or advised. Make sure you excrete. We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. I imagine that's Wormtail. Sorry, I'm breathing all over the mic and it's making a horrible noise. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail, Wormtail, torturing him. Vampire and I ran in front of Wormtail. Rid my sight, you despicable preps, he shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. Then he suddenly looked at me and fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. He said, Indis, he is 16 years old, so he's not a paedophile, okay? Huh? I asked. Ebony, I love you. Will you have sex with me? Asked Snaketail, Wormtail. I started laughing crudely. What the fuck? You torture my BF and then you expect me to fuck you? God, you're so fucked up, you fucking bastard, I said angrily. Then I stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out of it like a fountain. No, he screamed. And he started screaming and running around. Ah, I've been stabbed in the fucking heart. And then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. Why? Snaketail, Wormtail, what art thou doing? Called Voldemort. Then he started coming. Oh! We could hear his high heels clacking to us. What was he, like the sweet transvestite or something? So we got on our broomsticks and flew to Hogwarts. We went to my room and Vampire went away. And then I started crying. What's wrong, honey? Asked Draco, taking off his clothes so he could screw. He had a sex pack. Get it? 'Cause he's so sexy. He had a really huge you-know-what and everything. It's so unfair, I yielded. Why can't I just be ugly or plain like all the other girls and preps here except for bloody Mary? Because she's not ugly or anything. Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like the preps anyway. The preps. They're such fucking sluts, answered Draco. Yeah, but everyone is in love with me. Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid said he's in love with me. Vampire likes me now, and even Snaketail, Wormtail, is in love with me. But you just killed him, so you don't need to worry about that. I just want to be with you, Draco. Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful? I shouted angrily. And don't worry, Ebony isn't a snob or anything, but a lot of people have told her she's pretty. Who gives a fuck? I'm good at too many things. Why can't I just be normal? It's a fucking curse, I shouted and I ran away. My hatred for this character has just grown. Oh, this one's nice and short, and this will be the final chapter. If I continue. Well, if I come back to it, I will. Chapter 15. Annotation. Stop flaming, okay? By the way, you suck. From now on, every time someone flams me, I'm gonna slip my wristed, apparently that's a Polish word, fangs to Raven for helping. Ebony, shouted Draco sadly. No, please come back. But I was too mad. Whatever, you can go and have sex with Vampire, I shouted. I stormed into my room and closed my back door. With the blood-red key, I had a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. He looked so sexy in a way that reminded me of Draco and Vampire. I started to cry and weep. I took a razor and started to slit my wrist. I drank all the blood, all depressed. I looked at my black GC watch and noticed it was time to go to biology class. Biology class? I don't think that would exist in Hogwarts. I put on a short, ripped black gothic dress and that said anarchy on the front in a blood-red letters and was all ripped and had a spiky belt. Under that, I put on a ripped black fishnets and boots that said Joel all over them in blood-red letters. I put my ebony black hair out. Anyway, I went downstairs feeling all sad and depressed as usual. I'd did some advanced biology work. I was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. That doesn't sound like biology to me. Suddenly the guitar turned to Draco. Enemy, I love you, he shouted sadly. I do not care what those fucker preps and posers think. You are the most beautiful girl in the world. Before I met you, I used to want to commit suicide all the time. Now I just want to fucking be with you. I fucking love you. Then he started to sing The Chronicles of Life and Death. We considered it our song now because we fell in love when Joel was singing it, right in front of the entire class. His singing voice was amazing and gothic and sexy, like a cross between Gerard, Joel, Chester, Pierre, and Marilyn Manson. Don't you think, and annotation, don't you think those guys are so hot? If we do not know who they are, then get the fuck out here. Her. OMFG, I said after he was finished. Some fucking prep said this, but I just stuck up my middle fingers. That were covered in black nail polish and were entwined with Dracos now at them. I love you, I said, and then we started to kiss just like Hilary Duff. I fucking hate that bitch. And CMM in a Cinderella story. Who? Then we went away holding hands. Lupin shouted at us, but he stopped because everyone was clapping by how sexy we looked together. Then I saw a poster saying that MCR would have a concert in Hogsmeade, right then. We looked at each other all shocked, and then we went together. Well, that was a fucking chore. Hope you enjoyed that. Because I didn't. It was fucking torture. Anyway, thanks for watching this extremely long video. I will see you soon. Toodaloo, go with God and don't take any wooden nickels.